This fucking podcast, my mind was just contorting with what I was hearing. This is like the worst thing I've ever heard from iDubbbz, like that he's published. Obviously the Froggy Fresh stuff was worse because, you know, the impact, but in terms of like the raw individual content, it's so horrible that even the cops are coming to fucking arrest the content cop. It's an hour and 20 minutes and almost all of it is just crazy. This podcast is such an emotional roller coaster. Kind of, not like extreme emotions, but it fucking contorts my brain because this podcast, and basically like the whole She Ruined My Career podcast, but even more so for the Patreon version, is like a therapy session. So like the therapist part of my brain, since I like also look into like a law psychology, I'm not gonna claim I'm a professional or have professional credentials or whatever, but I very much have like a therapist brain where I can care about the person even if what they're saying doesn't make sense to me, it makes sense to them, and like I care about like getting them through the emotional process and stuff. But then they say the cause is me and it's a YouTube channel, so it's really weird. It's really fucking weird. It's really weird. I'm not sweeping for iDubbbz here or anything when I say that, but like just when I watch it, like my heart and mind contort because it's just like they're lying about me, but at the same time they're also struggling. Like I can see that they're people struggling, so I sympathize with that and I feel bad for that. But then also they say stuff that's super funny to laugh at, like tipster bully style, and I'm like, dude, do I laugh? Do I get mad? Do I get sad? Like I don't know. So let's just go through this and then hopefully all of my thoughts on this will just naturally come out as we watch it.
I got bangs.
And they're full of shit.
And that's how you know I can hang with the bullshit.
With the boys.
No,
Dude, these are like the type of jokes that people make when they don't have like any funny bone in their body. There's like, at least they're trying. I mean, it's cute, I guess.
With all of our toys. He's got something to share with you guys. I farted.
Dude. Chud Logic really fucked up on this
Right.
vlog. I don't know what he was on when he was recording this,
Excellent, good start.
Rear wise.
Yeah, online harassment. It was just
yeah.
like,
here we go. Here we go. Online harassment. Here we go. Okay, so from this point forward up until like maybe the last 10 minutes, it's gonna be a roller coaster of iDubbbz saying crazy things. And I know we haven't gotten to the part, so I'm kind of like, you know, poisoning the well or preempting it a little bit, which I don't mean to do too much, but it's like being a fly on the wall, dude. This was a Patreon-only podcast that got leaked, so in a sense, it is kind of like snooping on a private conversation, but also, you can pay to listen to it, so it is bizarre. It is bizarre. So let's just get into it.
all right, give me a break.
Dog dies.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, when it rains, it pours, but like, definitely, I think we needed it. Because I think that's what fueled us to fight, to like keep fighting. Because it made me mad.
Yes, we had lost money on the event,
Yeah.
and even saying that was like not enough.
Can like just imagine for just everybody listening, I had to look John Hennigan, which John Hennigan is like was one of my idols growing up. I had to look him in the eye and tell him that the event that he like trained for and boxed in and like whatever made no money for charity.
Then you shouldn't have paid for like 1 million galas. Dude, I've been hearing, apparently there was like 3 to 4 galas, people are saying. I thought there was only 1. Regardless, she's like, oh my god, I had to say this to my idol. It's like, yeah, that sucks, but it's also your own fault. Hey, Bowblax, I live here. These ass clowns did 0 local advertisement. I would imagine. Yeah, they would definitely do online advertisement before local, and they barely did any online advertisement. It wasn't just the money spending. It was the 2 main things was the budgeting and the promotion were both really poor. And iDubbbz goes into the reasons on why he thought it would work, and they're so stupid. It's like, oh, well, the first Creator Clash did well, so the second Creator Clash, it has more creators, and the second time around it's established, more people are going to watch it. No, more people are going to watch the first one because it's a novelty. The second time, you got to do something other than the event itself to get them coming back, you know?
We decided we were going to fall onto our like dullest, rustiest sword and spin around 10 times.
Yeah. It's hard because you want to do things right. In my head, I was like, oh shit, like the least I can do for these people who fought on our fucking
Dude, these guys see themselves as such martyrs, dude.
Hard is to
It's crazy.
individually.
Or yeah, also people are mentioning matchups. Yeah, like if the matchups were more exciting, like there was actual like beef, whether it be big or small or jokey or legitimate or whatever between the fighters, or even manufactured just for the fight itself. That's a great way to promote, even with fake beef, and not that many people did it. There were attempts, like some people did try to do some things, but most didn't.
We're trying to digest the idea that we like only sold 50K pay-per-views. And we looked
These guys were coping for over an hour. Yeah, and a year later.
Then we were like, do you want to just like fucking
kill ourselves.
Like literally, like there was like that actual like, thought.
It was just like, what the fuck?
Like,
Like,
what
what
do we
do?
do?
Yeah, what are we supposed to do? This is
dude. I feel so bad when they say that. I don't even think they're joking, dude. I feel so. It's like, but so much of the pressure they got from Creator Clash was self-inflicted. Dude, and that was right after iDubbbz cried on stage, too. Remember he cried about all of the drama on stage after his boxing match? And then he went to get his eyes stitched up and he wanted... Dude, it was, like, suicidal in that moment. Bro, putting on an event and everyone's there, like... Dude, everyone cheered your name. Wait, he just listened to everyone cheer his name at the event because he was crying and everyone was like, iDubbbz, we love you. And then he wants to kill himself? Bro, like, that's... And I believe him too, dude. It's just, why? Why did you put yourself in this position, bro? Let me see if I can find it.
What would you like to say to all your fans and supporters that were rooting for you here today?
I don't know.
So he was suicidal in this moment, dude.
Aw, that shit's hard.
Dude.
Yeah, I really appreciate everyone. You know, I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I really do appreciate the support, and you know, thank you for coming.
Dude, I just... Because most of you guys have probably been in a stadium before, right? And I was literally in the physical seats for Creator Clash 1, so I know the energy that's coming from the room here. And it'd be so weird to have like a whole stadium cheering for you after you box your ass off, do your best to put on this event. Even despite all the controversy, people are cheering your name. iDubbbz, woo, this event was great. And then afterwards, you want to kill yourself because of the online harassment. In real life, you just had all of this positive reinforcement, but even all the people cheering for him isn't enough for him to get me reading mean tweets about him out of his head. Which, it's ridiculous, but also it's sad. Like, it's just, like, And he mentions me directly later in the video, so it makes me feel weird. It's like, I mean, obviously it wasn't me directly. There's a lot of contributing factor, like a lot of people making videos and stuff, but like, he definitely classifies one of my videos as a hate video and directly references it and stuff like that later in this, and it's just, it's just, like, these people are clearly broken. But also, it is a weird feeling, because I think at this point, they probably knew that they didn't make enough for charity. So it's like, I guess I can understand that kind of being an emotional, like, pull one way, pull the other. Like, even though the fans were supportive, it's like, bro, they're all supportive and cheering us, but we secretly fucked up and we have to break the news to everyone.
Having websites up because people felt like we made the wrong decision pulling someone.
But see, the way they think about it, like, I have sympathy for them feeling this way, I suppose. But also, the way they think about it in their head is just so wrong. And it's not because of militia. I think it's just because they're like, they need mental help. You can see it here with Niza, that she over-exaggerates everything and makes everything black and white. They think in black and white, right? So she's like, okay, the event got pirated. It must be because the haters didn't want us to profit from the event because we kicked Froggy Fresh, so they pirated it instead. Which, yeah, that is a percentage of it. But I think majority of it is just people want to pirate it because they want to see an event and don't want to pay money. Like, I'm sure Creator Clash 1 was pirated a lot. I think iDubbbz did talk about pirating issues on Creator Clash 1. Weren't as big as Creator Clash 2, but still. And that event had no controversy. Every event gets pirated, so you do gotta account for that. But nope, Anisa's just like, it's to punish us for kicking Froggy Fresh. That's why the event got pirated. Okay.
Right.
To make sure that, like, not only charities didn't get money, but we lost money as, like, a punishment.
To make sure charities didn't get money. I watched through all of my iDubbbz coverage to upload the compilation, right? And I saw that me and Nick and other people were saying, donate directly to the charities that are sponsored by Creator Clash instead of paying the ticket, so you guarantee that the charity gets the money. And guess what? Everybody who did that, the charity got the money. Everybody who tried to support the charities through the event, they didn't get any. And so we're not punishing the charities. You know, I know Nick definitely suggested, and I think I also suggested, hey, don't get the event, donate to charity instead and then pirate. So it's like, yeah, it's monetarily punishing iDubbbz in his event, but it's not punishing the sponsors that would have benefited from your contribution to the event. In fact, it's actually better for the sponsors, right? Because you're donating directly. And I said that many times in the video, to the point where I could even go back to my old videos and you see, like, in the description, like, me linking all the charities. And I donated $100 to, I think, 2 charities, an MS one and then, like, another one, you know. And everybody else who I saw do coverage of this also said that. So I don't know, but there might have been a couple people who were like, don't give money. I don't know. I really don't think there were any anti-iDubbbz videos that were like, don't give money to charity. That was the narrative that, like, Harley from Epic Mealtime and other people in Creator Clash were trying to push. That's like, you're gonna punish a charity for not, because Froggy Fresh isn't there. Like, no. We're withdrawing support from Creator Clash and then putting it into the charity instead, you know. Now, it's not a guarantee that everyone's gonna do that, but, you know, we weren't promoting not supporting Creator Clash at the expense of charities. We were promoting an alternative, right, to supporting charity.
That it would be more eyes and more money.
And here's the thing, too, right? If you're paying directly for Creator Clash, you're paying for the expenses first, and then the leftover goes to charity. But since their expenses are so high, and we knew they were going to have a gala before the event even started, so, like, someone could make the informed decision of, like, okay, I don't like that they're, you know, spending money on a gala or whatever. I'm going to just donate to the charity directly because I feel like if you're only, you know, interested in this event is that it's for charity, but you're not even interested in seeing the boxers fight, or maybe you're only interested in one or whatever. I don't know, maybe it's like it's more monetarily beneficial to just donate to the charity and then pirate to view one fight. I don't know.
But I do honestly wonder how many people who bought it the first year saw people tweeting, and, you know, tweeting irresponsibly, to be honest, without...
Tweeting irresponsibly. The annoying thing about... Tipster does this too, and some other content creators do as well, is when they, like, criticize tweets or videos or whatever, but they just say, it's bad, it's harassment, it's blank thing, but they don't, like, describe what part of it is that thing, you know? Creator Clash failed because we tweeted irresponsibly.
I don't know. I think that it just made me really sad because it was something that we so wholeheartedly believed in, and we believed in. And I wish people could see from our eyes.
It's fine that you can believe in yourself, but, like, you got to be smart, because it's not just believing in yourself. It's believing in your ability to get consumers to pay you money for something that they think is worthwhile. So it's not just about you believing in yourself. It's about them believing in you to put on a good event, right?
Which everybody complained about. Not everybody, but some people were, like, up their ass about us, like, doing the gala. We decided to do that this year because the first year, everybody got punched in the head, and then the very next day, everybody's getting on planes, and we had all these feelings that we hadn't processed. The second year, which, by the way...
Don't the kids with cancer that you're trying to, like, donate to for charity also have feelings that they need to...
on the event, and we had to go to the gala.
Yeah.
Invite them to the gala, dude.
And everyone, and I really wish I could take everybody that's listening to this and put them in my, like, you know, like SpongeBob had plankton in his, like, head? Like, I wish I could put all the viewers in my fucking head.
The gala was for fighters and guests only. Dude, guess who was at the fucking Creator Clash gala? Dude, I want to look up the people at Creator Clash gala, because it wasn't just the fighters, dude. It wasn't just the fighters. They also spent charity money in order to get... Damn, Frogan is so irrelevant, I can't even find her at the gala. But yeah, Frogan was at the Creator Clash gala.
Like, we had, like, coaches, boxing coaches coming up and grabbing us and hugging us and crying and telling us how important this was to them. We had fighters, we had friends of fighters.
Would you rather have fucking fighters come up and hug you about how important this is, or fucking moms with kids with cancer got cured due to your fucking donut? No, I'm just kidding.
We had people coming up.
That's, like, extreme. But dude, it's like the gala. Obviously, it was like a positive thing for the people who fought, but it's 100% not needed. A lot of the people who fought, you know, they got paid. A lot of them and other creators who went there are, like, multi-millionaires already, or, like, very well off. It's nice. It's awesome that you guys could have that gathering, but maybe not for a charity event, you know? I feel like all of these issues could have been solved if they just didn't try to push like, oh, we're doing this for charity, we're better because we're doing this for charity, and having this like weird superiority complex with the event. Instead, he could have just focused on the event and then say, oh, we have some extra money, let's donate to charity. You know, wouldn't that be cooler? Like if the event itself was just Creator Clash, but then iDubbbz just promised like, hey, you know, if we make a lot of money on this event, some money could go to charity, but it's not like guaranteed it's gonna help the charities. It's like, if I have extra as iDubbbz, not like an official part of the event, but like iDubbbz on his YouTube channel. Hey, we made a lot of money on Creator Clash this year, so I'm just gonna decide to donate to charity as iDubbbz, my extra money. Lol, if iDubbbz just was like, okay, I'm gonna get paid this certain amount for Creator Clash, and I'm personally, of just my own volition, going to donate to charity. Other fighters can do whatever they want, etc., and not make the event a charity, but just make it so iDubbbz is charitable with his pay cut from the event after. I think that would have worked out much better, but you know.
So many people in this gala, like, so thankful. Everybody was laughing, everybody was dancing, there was karaoke. You had Dakota Olave, who was talking about how, like, this was, like, the most unifying thing. He was performing, like, Eminem with, he was performing it with Jarvis Johnson. And it was, like, this magical, like, movie moment where I felt like this was the right thing to do for everyone as a thank you, is to have them be here and be with each other and, like, be celebrating.
Yeah, everybody being happy at a gala and a party is awesome. But you also got to think about it financially and what your priorities are, and if you want to, like, you just didn't think about the charities first. You thought about the fighters before the charity, which I don't think is an issue, but when you advertise it as being mostly for charity, that's when it becomes an issue. And that was the whole thesis of my video that they have a big problem with, right? I don't think they're being greedy. I don't think they're stealing money. I don't think they're scamming. I just think their promotion of the event and their financials with it were poor. And it's proven. It's literally proven. Those were all my speculations before the event happened. That video predates the event. And then afterwards, I was proven right, so I don't know. 250K off. It wasn't even like, oh, we were like 10K off or something. $250,000 off. Like, Creator Clash is a great idea, but clearly you don't know how to... Like, this is just like a blatant failure, right? Sorry to say, but like... Well, not sorry to say, but... They're gonna do Creator Clash 3, and it's going to be... just as much of a train wreck, and well, no, maybe not just as much, but it's just, dude, let's just hope, dude, imagine if they do Creator Clash 3 and they don't break even again. There's no way, but there might. I mean, it's possible.
You know, unfortunately, it probably would have behooved us to get more people to
put in the contract,
promote, and like do all these things that are like very, unfortunately, like super businessy, and what people tell you.
Dude, they put in the contract to not like shit talk, but they didn't put in the contract to like mandatory promote. That's crazy.
You should be doing, but obviously there's certain, I don't know. I didn't want that to be the case.
Yeah.
Because that's what Froggy Fresh broke in the contract. That's what they said in their first statement. Which they later like change their mind. Later they say, oh, it's because he wasn't training or whatever. But in their first statement, they said he breached code of conduct in terms of like being a spokesperson for the event or whatever, like giving the event a bad reputation, whatever type guidelines. It's a ridiculous stipulation that they put in the contract, but they put that, but not to promote it. It's like, dude, they're focusing on all the wrong things. Oh, don't shit talk us, but if you don't promote the charity event, it's fine. Other people will pick up the slack. Fucking 250K in the hole. Fuck. Maybe the creators who we brought on, the reason why Creator Clash works is because it's fighting with creators and creators to create content in order to promote Creator Clash. Just a thought. It's like, here's Creator Clash. The creators didn't make any content, by the way. They're not actually creators. They used to be creators and then they stopped to like train for boxing and now they're back to content creation. No promotion, no content in between. No. It's just Creator Clash, and then they're back to being creators afterwards, sometimes.
Like idea suffering.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, pirating, hate campaigns.
God, that was so bad.
Just drama
hate
in general.
campaigns.
Dealing with, because like, it's one thing to have like hate videos be made about you, but have hate videos be made about you while you're like spending $1 million+ on an event that you know can like be swayed by public opinion while training.
Hate video. Oh, dude, it's just... Now, there might have been a couple videos from, like, small shitters with, like, you know, a couple thousand viewers, not to shit on someone because they're small, but, you know, there could be YouTube videos out there saying that type of stuff that are small, right? But the hate videos, quote-unquote, were just people reacting to and discussing and disagreeing with and hating on, I guess, iDubbbz's decision to kick Froggy Fresh, which, like, you can be critical of that. You did something and we reacted. It wasn't like, oh, fuck Creator Clash 2 because it's made by iDubbbz and he has a wife that does OnlyFans and fuck him. No, like, nobody was saying shit about Creator Clash before you did something that was worth criticizing, and then people criticized that decision specifically. You can't be like, oh, harassment campaign. Campaign? That means it's, like, intentional. You started the campaign when you kicked Froggy Fresh. Without Froggy Fresh being kicked, there would have been no campaign. How can we plan something that you started? Like, it's just ridiculous.
Like, it got to the point where, like, you couldn't even advertise on your own socials.
Yeah.
Even just for your own
Yeah,
sake.
I was like, I don't want to fucking tweet anything.
Yeah.
These fuckers are gonna, like, just constantly, like, ream me over this decision that was very fucking justified.
Yeah.
So instead, we're gonna make, like, a really stupid PR tweet on fucking Creator Clash and have every creator under the sun fucking quote tweeting and shit on it. That was probably the most hate they got, was when they officially announced their reasoning for kicking Froggy Fresh in that weird, like, PR statement. Like, iDubbbz wasn't saying anything. Anisa was saying some things on her Twitter, but, like, that Creator Clash statement from the Creator Clash Twitter, that's when everyone was like, okay, holy shit, this is stupid. And, you know, iDubbbz put that out, so I don't know why iDubbbz is like, oh, I was, like, scared to tweet or whatever. I kind of would get that if, like, it was on your shoulders, I guess, to come out with the first statement, but the first statement did come out, and it was already bad, so at that point, like, how much worse can you make it? I guess he's fucking in over his head. He doesn't know. He thought that statement would go over well, probably. You know, that Creator Clash PR statement. So I guess if he approved that and that didn't go over well, why would he tweet? So I guess that makes sense.
And it had nothing to do with, like, the OnlyFans comment.
Yeah.
Which still, like...
Oh, yeah,
it had nothing to do with... Okay. We need to go back to the actual, like, Creator Clash statement. Just to double check. Because they're acting like this coming out of nowhere. I don't even know why we need to double check. Like, it's so obvious for anyone who followed the saga. As you might be aware, we recently announced Froggy Fresh would be leaving. We want to provide some additional information around the rationale for our decision to help clarify some of the online chatter. We have a legally binding code of conduct that each of our fighters are held to, the violation of which is grounds for termination. Unfortunately, there are several violations made by Froggy Fresh during his tenure with Creator Clash this year. So several violations. Okay. The Creator Clash 2 team, inclusive of the production company, takes violations seriously, made several unsuccessful attempts to address them with Froggy Fresh directly. This is apparently untrue. Maybe, I think he just missed, like, one call or something. We could work together to get things back on track when it became clear that his behavior wasn't stopping, a risk to other creators, fans, and others involved in the event. So he's saying it's not about the OnlyFans comment. Didn't Ian address this in his Froggy video? Wasn't it, like, not the OnlyFans comment itself, but the fact that, like, he fought with Anisa's mom over it afterwards, even though Anisa's mom was the one who called him, like, a little gremlin or whatever? I don't know. Either way, it's like whatever they're saying is complete cope. I mean, you can read and see for yourself. Yeah. It's like so verifiable. Like this is like the definition of like an echo chamber.
Yeah, there's still so much to that whole thing.
Yeah.
That people don't know.
I know.
And I'm like, you know, I want to respect, you know,
there's
a lot
still
of people.
so much we don't know, bro. Just fucking say it all, dude. You already made the Froggy Fresh response video. Just make a full fucking Creator Clash and get it over with, dude. It's been a year. Like, literally. Just get it all off your chest and move on, or just not talk about it. I don't know. It's like, you fucked up the charity. It was bad, kind of funny to laugh at because it was so self-imposed. You were stubborn. You still haven't learned from it, blah, 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 blah. Move on, dude. Make another monkey ball video. I don't know.
What we talked to, you know, coaches primarily.
Yeah.
Chill.
But
like,
yeah,
no one's even talking about Creator Clash 2 anymore. Well, except now.
Part of me thinks like maybe we do need to address some of this stuff publicly to be able to like properly move on.
Yeah.
Because it just, the shit, like, fuck it. It makes me angry.
The
It
accusations
makes
of
me
us
really angry.
stealing money makes me very angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he does need to vent about this publicly to move on. But the thing is, if he says all of this publicly, what he's saying is so wrong, especially about, like, my coverage and commentary community in general, and even Froggy Fresh. Like, so much of what they're saying is just wrong, factually. It's how they feel, and it's their stupid perspective, but their perspective is completely, like, just biased and eroded by whatever the fuck they're, you know, is going on in their head and in their lives, to the point where they just see me reading tweets as like implications and like harassment campaigns and like hate stuff. Like, it's not like I was poking and prodding to like find an iDubbbz story to cover. Like, the Froggy Fresh thing just happened and I covered it as a drama YouTube creator, right? It's not like I'm like, ooh, what are we gonna do to make iDubbbz look really bad, you know? Going through all his old content, like picking out little pieces to place out of context or whatever the fuck, you know? I was just reporting on what's happening. I'm very much a guy's like, okay, something's happening, I'm gonna cover it on Twitterverses, maybe give some thoughts on this channel or Twitter, but it's never like, I want this guy destroyed! He needs to get off the internet. Like, even with Tipster, you hear me say, like, I want him to stay so I can keep bullying him. Like, the more the merrier. If you're a retard online, as long as you're not doxing anybody or hurting anybody or lying. Well, I guess iDubbbz is lying about me here, but maybe it will feel good to, like, get it off your chest and vent it in a video. But don't press publish on that shit, because, like, no one's gonna be like, oh, iDubbbz is right. These guys suck, and everyone's gonna, like, go, no. Like, what? You can't, like, expect that to go over well at all.
I haven't come across a video that explicitly states that we or anyone involved has, like, stolen money or whatever.
Yeah.
This is a direct response. There is a small possibility that maybe he's talking about someone else, but I guarantee this is about my video, because I want to show you something, right? I made my video, you know, about the Creator Clash stuff, right? The Creator Clash, like, money stuff. And, you know, the event came and went, and then they responded to it on H3 Podcast, right? This video right here. So, I made a response. And, this is 100% a direct response to my response.
Another thing I want to address is there's some people floating rumors around that we're pocketing money from Creator Clash. And that's extremely hurtful, because it has been nothing but the opposite. I understand that some people out there don't like me.
Okay, this is crazy. So in his video, he says there's been people alleging, this is in his like million view video on his main channel, people are alleging that they stole money, and they were referring to my video, which you'll see here. And then after, okay, let's listen to this back to back here.
Thing I want to address is there's some people floating rumors around that we're pocketing money from Creator Clash. I will say, like, this is one of these things where, like, no one's going, or I would say, I haven't come across a video that explicitly states that we or anyone involved has, like, stolen money or whatever. Yeah. I would say, I haven't come across a video that explicitly states that we or anyone involved has, like, stolen money or whatever. We lost $250,000 around that we're pocketing money from Creator Clash, and that's extremely hurtful, because it has been nothing.
So, like, before it was like I was saying they were pocketing money, and now it's like I didn't explicitly say it. And the reason he's saying it in this way now versus what he was over-exaggerating back in July is because of this response video, which I will play now, especially since a certain Smaggledaggle probably will need to hear it based on his retarded chat that just came in, dude.
I understand that some people out there don't like me. I'm okay with that, but the thing I'm not okay with is just lying to people and making up shit for the sake of, like, clicks. I mean, this is hard.
Oh, what? Lying.
Enough as it is. Like, I don't want to make this video telling people that we made half as much or we sold half as many pay-per-views as we did last year. And what I absolutely don't need is people spreading rumors about us pocketing money.
So iDubbbz in his video says that people are spreading rumors that Ian and Aniza have been pocketing the money for Creator Clash. Now, I've seen pretty much all of the discourse, specifically on Twitter and YouTube, about Creator Clash and all of the drama as I've been making videos documenting all of it, and not once did I hear someone claim that iDubbbz or Aniza were pocketing money for Creator Clash. In fact, as I said earlier, the only person who really talked about the finances of Creator Clash, outside of just mentioning that they're giving money to charity, was me and my video. video, which is a video that Ian and Aniza have watched, as 10 days after it was uploaded and 4 days after the event happened, they went on H3's podcast to talk about the event, and in that podcast, they said this.
I don't know. According to a couple of YouTubers, we're pocketing $1.7 million. So.
Ooh. What's the calculus on that one?
Well, they thought the production cost of the event was $100,000, so.
Just in total.
In total, the whole thing.
So the numbers they reference in that clip directly correlate to my video, as I claim that $1.7 million of the speculated $3 million they made off Creator Clash was spent on the event itself and not going to charities, as they announced that 1.3 went to the charities, so any other money made obviously went to funding the event, as they said all profits went to charity. How I came to the conclusion of $3 million was taking the average ticket price for Creator Clash 1, which is $30, and timesing it by the speculated amount of pay-per-view sales that Creator Clash 1 ended up getting, which was $100K, which would add up to $3 million. This $100K number was confirmed by iDubbbz in his latest video.
But we did half as well as we did the first year. 50,000 compared to 100,000 the first year.
So I don't know how in that clip they can claim that I said they were pocketing money when I made it very clear that that 1.7 million was for event expenses, which includes the money they would be paying to the fighters, which the whole point of the video was to prove that the fighters themselves are making money off of Creator Clash, which was pretty much directly confirmed by one of the fighters, John Morrison, after he won his match.
To everybody who came out here tonight, this is for a great cause. Proceeds are going to charity. That's why I did this. I also did this for money. I ain't gonna lie, just keeping it real.
So what's the allure of doing a boxing match like this?
Money.
So yeah, basically my video, for anybody who's seen it, which I'm sure a lot of you have by now, is, and as I explained in this response video, was to point out that the money is going to the fighters and the production costs, and then the rest will go to charity, which was not clear prior to the event happening. Now, obviously, that became clear when iDubbbz made his response video, and he talked about that, but that is what I was talking about. So iDubbbz literally confirmed what I was talking about. I never said or claimed or even thought in my head that iDubbbz and Aniza were personally pocketing money. I just thought that, you know, they were paying the fighters first and then putting money towards charity, which was not clear enough in their advertising. So, yeah, I don't know what Smaggle was saying earlier with me basically saying, I guess you could interpret it as, like, I'm saying the fighters are pocketing the money, but that's, like, how their contracts are written up. Like, I don't really think the fighters are doing anything wrong. It's on Aniza and iDubbbz to properly communicate, you know, what's going on and not to, you know, over-exaggerate or have, like, kind of deceptive marketing or whatever. That was my critique in the video. So, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But
Let's continue this.
Unfortunately, with the irresponsible type of like commentary videos and reporting, it's basically all like.
Dude, I really don't see how it's irresponsible. Like, yeah, I put up speculation, but like I was very clear on like what I was speculating on, and it was all like numbers based. The only thing I got wrong was like the exact numbers, which is like obvious because, you know, I didn't have access to any of that information. I was only you know, speculating based on the information I had, but the thesis of the video was 100% correct. And I never expected the numbers to be 100% accurate either. That's not like being irresponsible, especially when I say that the numbers are estimates. And when the overall thesis of the video is correct, like, does it really matter that, like, oh, I said, like, 100K instead of, like, some other fucking number? Like, you still lost money on the event, right? I made sure I was very transparent in the video, because I actually didn't want to accuse them of, like, fraud or scamming or anything accidentally through my verbiage. So I was very careful in how I spoke in that video, which, you know, now that I've responded, and iDubbbz obviously watches some of my videos, especially the ones that pertain to him, so it's like, yeah, he definitely saw that response, and that is now why he is completely saying a completely separate thing than he did in that video. I forgot that he said that in the video. I just remember them saying that on the H3 podcast, but I guess my response video reminded me that, hey, he also lied about it in his main video. Now, in the H3 podcast, they did reference my video by naming the exact number. They didn't reference my video directly in the iDubbbz video, but it was clear that he was talking about what, you know, Aniza was on the H3 podcast, and now we've since seen that they mentioned my video directly. So it's like, we know 100% they're talking about me, and this is kind of like their response to, you know, what I was saying. I could be completely off, but I'm pretty sure this is pretty much directed at me.
Like, implied.
Like, oh, so now they're changing it to, I implied it. I did a bad implication. No, I said everything, like, straight up. There was no, like, ambiguity or implication coming from my side. You're the one with the lack of information. I was taking the information, speculating on numbers and coming to a hypothesis on what's going on, which was later proven correct. But
there's no amount of journalistic integrity to like take responsibility for like the message that you're spreading.
I know. Well, also,
yeah, I don't even know what journalistic integrity standards are. I just know what my standards are, which is try to show the information as transparently as possible. And then, like, I give my opinion, like, it's my video, so obviously my personality and opinion is, like, lightly coded on the information. In terms of, like, I guess the way I say it, I guess. People have, honestly, I've gotten so much weird criticisms. My content's mostly only reading tweets. Sometimes there's commentary, but it's mostly just reading tweets, right? The criticisms I get are, like, crazy, like, I'm reading a tweet in a tone that is, like, disrespectful or not in agreement with the tweet. Or, like, I'll get, you know, comments that's like, oh, there was, like, 60% more on the side, like 10% more. It wasn't exactly 50-50, you know. So I get, fuck it. You had too much of an opinion in this video. Okay, but you know, you guys see my video. The fact that he thinks there's bad implications, like, bro, the information is so, like, you can agree with me or disagree with me. There's a lot of people who watch my videos who don't agree with it, or like sometimes like I put out a topic where, like, I have a opinion on it, but I don't give it, and then, like, the comment section is, like, the opposite of what opinion I had. It's ridiculous. Anybody who's watched my videos, it's just fucking ridiculous. I like, try my best to just show everything, because that's the point of the videos. It is to entertain. This channel is more for entertainment. That channel is more for, Bowblax main is more for, it is for entertainment, but it's also more for, you know, documenting vital information and, like, what is said in regards to a drama situation, which is especially important in this creator class stuff, because you always have iDubbbz and Anisa trying to, like, recontextualize or, like, reframe how everything went down, and maybe in their head, like, that's actually what they believe, because, you know, they have a very unique position in this whole thing, being, like, you know, the creators of Creator Clash and running it and all that, but
there was like leaked DMs of their like conversations
and planning it. Oh yeah, that whole like Keemstar shit. Yeah,
it's nasty.
Yeah, and it's all out there. I fucking recorded of them just scrolling through the DMs with Keemstar and Bowblax and all these people in their on their YouTube, and I was like, oh shit, this like
fucked up.
They're just talking all the time.
No, I know, constantly.
And like plotting and shit. Like,
so we were plotting against Ian in the so what they're talking about is Xylee gets real, DM chat group leaks in the fucking stupid ass Keemstar chat, and it was like 6 months old, like 6 months ago. iDubbbz recorded some of this, dude. It's just like talking about YouTube drama. Like there was no like direct planning to like take down iDubbbz. It was more like, look at iDubbbz saying this shit, lol, or like shitting on Tipster. It's like just normal. There's no planning. This is just normal conversation. How is any of this like plotting and planning? Where do we talk about iDubbbz? Because I don't even remember what I said. It must have just been like random shit. Also, if I were to plot and scheme, it would not be in that chat, but like in a chat with Keemstar, really. iDubbbz event raised 0 for charity. Is that real? Yup. Wait, dude, it was so planned. Dude, it was so planned that Willie... Dude, this was the end game. Willie or Wavy. Dude, Wavy, how could you not know? The event... Yeah, obviously, that was our goal. Dude, we won. Dude, where's all the celebration in the chat? Yes, we won! So I reckon Creator Clash is done for good. If Creator Clash 3 happens, I doubt it'll be anytime soon. Well, it's been over a year since Creator Clash 2, and that's not even announced. Dude, I'm just taking W's in these fucking messages. They should take it, then Ian can get the money to pay off his debt, and the event can continue under better management. Like I've always said! How is this like planning and plotting? Maybe we should go to part 1, where like it's not the aftermath. This is kind of like after everything happened. Here we go, here we go. Okay. Okay, oh, so we're just talking about like... oh yeah, iDubbbz followed Zero, and Zero's like, I'm a boxer. So we're like, iDubbbz better not put fucking Zero on the card, dude. The worst part is I think he'll do it. Oh my god. They're morally bankrupt. That's why. The fact that iDubbbz will let a pedo on Creator Clash is. We never talked about any of this shit publicly. If this was part of our narrative, why did I never come out and say, like, dude, it's just general discussion. How is this plotting? This is just this conversation. How is this plotting? I mean, you guys can see it for yourself. If you want to watch this Xylee, this 8-hour Xylee stream and the other 8-hour one and record it like iDubbbz, I guess you can. But like, dude, the fact that he recorded it too. Why did he record it? That's another interesting part. Why did he record it? Is he planning to make a content cop commentary community? I mean, he literally said he might want to go public and talk about this shit, which I would imagine. I mean, a lot of it is complaining about like videos like mine and stuff. I imagine it would be that.
What do you fucking...
Makes him feel good, I guess.
So insane.
Makes them feel good. It's creepy. It's creepy that I'm documenting your fucking event. Like, the controversy around your event. So, like, journalists are creepy now. Like, I'm not saying I'm a journalist because I don't even know what that entails. I want to put a label on myself that I don't even know how I'm supposed to act under that label to be a professional journalist or whatever. iDubbbz ain't gonna shit on you. Who knows, dude? Who knows? He's basically like, I mean, his main channel still gets a lot of views, especially if he's talking about like his past controversies or whatever. But like, iDubbbz is essentially kind of a small YouTuber. In terms of the name recognizability, obviously he's still big. But like in terms of actual views and stuff he's getting, like, dude, like let me go to Massive Damage real quick. It's so weird. Another weird thing about iDubbbz is like, I feel like I'm punching down, but I'm kind of not, you know, because it's iDubbbz. Massive Damage. What? Wait, the podcast. Wait. Oh, Maximum Damage, not Massive. Okay. The last 3 daily videos haven't cracked 1,000. Like, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that iDubbbz tries to like expose the entire commentary community in a big video. You know, and obviously the commentary community is going to defend itself, right? But I think he wants to gather like the kind of like Hassan, you know, YouTube drama subreddit audience that like hates like our sector of the commentary community and try to like embolden them through an exposed video. That could be a thing he does, but I don't know. I'm just speculating based on what he's saying. It could just be an idea, you know. He has ideas, he doesn't do them, whatever. This is just one like off comment or a couple off comments on a fucking Patreon podcast, but it does seem like the fact that he's talking about this a year later, whether the video is directed at commentary or mentions me specifically or not, or whatever, he definitely wants to talk more about this whole situation and play, you know, victim even more. So he accuses me of plotting or other people of plotting and stuff, but I feel like this whole maybe I'm off base because like they are talking about me a lot in this, but like I feel like this whole like secret Patreon podcast is kind of more plotting than anything I said in that T group chat, dude. He recorded a Xylee stream of our DM leaks. Why would he record that? To show to his wife later and cry? It's up on YouTube. Why would you need the recording? Like, it's interesting. It's interesting. And also, like, paying attention to that, like, this is such like a deep cut commentary thing. Like, Xylee gets real? Really? Also, iDubbbz, by the way, if you're listening, there's much better things to expose me on than whatever I said in that T group chat. Like, feel free to expose me for anything I said in that T group chat as long as you give full context. Obviously, I defend myself, you know, because you're probably going to misrepresent it. But there are better things to expose me on. I've been on YouTube since 2011, so yeah.
You sit through an hour and a half of our podcast.
Yeah.
And clip something just to like put it on your timeline to like remind people that we exist. Like,
dude, I feel okay, maybe. Dude, I feel like the entire time they're talking about me, and I genuinely think that's the case. Hopefully, I'm not being too egotistical here, but like, remember that that dating clip or whatever, like with the weird iDubbbz dating advice that I tweeted out and it blew up, and then everyone made videos on it. I think Sense of Society made a video on it. He was like specifically like, "Oh, Bowblax tweeted this out, whatever." So I'm pretty sure they're talking about that. And she's like, "Oh, he went through the whole hour to go to the podcast." I didn't, actually. The entire time I've watched Maximum Damage, outside of like watching this offline to like clip it for my video, right? this particular Patreon podcast has been on stream, has been on this channel on stream. I have reacted to, you know, the iDubbbz stuff, and that's where that clip came from. Basically, I saw, I think Lorex had a stream title where he was like, iDubbbz horrible dating advice, and then I like go to the podcast that he was talking about, and there's literally a chapter titled Ian's dating advice, and the part I clip is literally from the beginning of that chapter. So I didn't skim through an entire hour podcast to find one thing of iDubbbz being awkward, weird, fucking dating advice and post it.
I want those people to forget that we exist.
Yeah, I would prefer that.
And like,
Nope.
you don't have to watch it, bro. Like, you just don't.
Dude, I was barely even paying attention to them, dude. Like, sometimes I go to Maximum Damage as like a meme, like, oh, what's iDubbbz doing now, lol, like every couple months. Maybe I'm like bored on stream or something like that. But really, I think I've said this a million times on stream, like, the iDubbbz podcast is perfect A-log material, but I haven't been doing it. But maybe I should.
They just have nothing else.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I have Tipster. I talk about Tipster. What do you mean, dude?
You know, clearly.
Of course I have other
It's just
stuff.
part of the content.
Losers.
It's just part of the
Losers.
content. I mean,
That's
it's like
the definition of loser to me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Is someone who like occupies their time with that.
Yeah.
Talking about someone else? What? This guy talking in the background, by the way, the Chud Logic lookalike, he edited the Sam Hyde documentary. They talk about this later. What? You make videos on... What? Wait, I need to re...
Nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, clearly.
Yeah,
Losers.
I mean, that's just part of the
Yeah,
content.
losers.
It's just part of the content. I mean,
That's
it's like
the definition of loser to me.
Definition of loser, making content on other people. What specifically did they say is like loser making content on, though? I don't want to misquote.
and all these people
Yeah.
in their on their YouTube, and I was
It's
like,
fucked
oh,
up.
You know what's a loser recording 8 hours of stream, true?
yeah, this is like
Fucked up.
they're just talking all the time.
No, I know.
and like
Constantly.
plotting and
Yeah.
shit. Like, what do
Right.
you fucking
Plotting.
Makes him feel good, I guess.
So we're talking about a YouTube controversy when our job is to make a video on YouTube controversies. And I'm talking with my peers about YouTube controversy in private when I make videos on YouTube controversy. What?
Yes.
So insane.
It's-
It's creepy.
Clip something just to like put it on your timeline. to,
Oh,
like,
they're
remind-
talking about Twitter. I'm a loser for posting their podcast clip on Twitter and making a joke. I just said it was like the most uncomfortable thing I've ever watched, which was true. It was so uncomfortable. Like Anisa talking about like her pussy hair and shit like that. Like, yeah, like I don't know. It's just like uncomfortable. I saw the clip on stream because Lorex was talking about it, and I was like, oh, I'll check this out. Like, it's not like they over exaggerate everything. They make everything. This is why I feel like I have to fucking. I don't really have to, but I feel like I have to explain everything they're saying because they just misinterpret everything. And you guys were there, you guys know, but so hopefully I'm not being too repetitive. But oh my god, dude, just the bro. I just said it was uncomfortable. I posted a clip of your thing and it went viral because iDubbbz is a known person. I don't know, like. I'm a loser. I do it all day. Like, I'm thinking about your podcast all day. I'm watching. You think I watched every single podcast and found the most embarrassing clip that I could post onto Twitter? Dude, if I was watching all of your podcasts, I'd be posting like and I post all the embarrassing clips to Twitter. My entire Twitter would be like a re-upload of your podcast. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Everything I see is crazy. I clicked on one of your gaming videos and you're talking about foreskin randomly. Like, what? Like. I don't have to fucking go in deep and fucking be like, iDubbbz, okay, today on the schedule, I'm doing 5 hours of iDubbbz research and looking through their old podcasts and blah. Like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. It's just there. The cringe is there. Click on any fucking episode. The cringe is there, dude. You know what? Like,
I actually read that they like to move it.
I saw TikTok about that.
That they like to move it.
Yeah.
dude, this is literally people just trying to be funny. This is like, dude, I've done Let's... Dude, now I'm critiquing their Let's Plays. I was a Let's Player for the first 8 years on YouTube, right? Give or take. I know what type of commentary you say when you run out of fucking content to say on a Let's Play. And they are running on fumes at that moment, for sure. Anyway, dude, I can't... Dude, this is gonna be my favorite Let's Play channel. Let's go! Gaming content. I actually watch gaming content over commentary content, so this could be... I could become a massive Maximum Damage fan. Uncle Dan, iDubbbz, and Aniza. You know, I wanted to tweet this out, but I felt like the joke would be a little too cringe. But I wanted to tweet this out and be like, Game Cucks. Because it's literally Game Grumps. But it's with iDubbbz, and then there's like a fucking manly man with Aniza, dude. Uncle Dan's the cuck. It's Game Cucks, dude. I don't fucking know. Anyway, we'll look at this after. We still have an hour to go? Oh, God. Oh, God. This is going to be a long stream, guys. Buckle in. Strap up. Get a drink. What the fuck?
People that we exist. Like, I want those people to forget that we exist.
Yeah, I would prefer that.
And like, you don't have to watch it, bro.
I do forget you guys exist for multiple months at a time. And then I get sent a fucking Patreon podcast where you're mentioning me. What are you doing? Now I'm gonna remember. Especially now that the tipster bullying is winding down. Now, I'm always going to bully Tipster on the side. The creator class thing was so long ago. They did fuck up. I wish they would take accountability for shit, but they are who they are, you know. I'm not, like, fiending for iDubbbz to, like, get back to the old days or whatever. He's a fundamentally different person. Everybody changes as they grow up, whether, you know, in one way or another. So it's like, all I want from iDubbbz is for him to not lie about me. That's basically it. He can do whatever goofy shit he wants. I'll laugh at it. The only thing that really annoys me is the lies. But again, this is on a Patreon podcast. Everybody who's seeing this through, you know, the leak are kind of already on the same page as me. So it's not like I'm really making this stream to hardcore defend myself, but rather just to, like, try to understand this shit with you guys. Like, what the fuck? Dude, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's like, you know when everyone says, like, oh, rent, like, sometimes I even joke, like, oh, I'm rent-free in Keemstar's head, I'm rent-free in fucking, whoever I talk about's head, right? Miskiff's head, I'm rent-free, like, as a joke. But this is actually them explaining how they're rent-free. I did not think that they thought about me this much, bro. It's crazy.
They just have nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, clearly.
Yeah,
Losers.
I mean, that's just part of the content.
Losers.
Part of the content.
Losers.
I
That's
mean,
the-
like,
the-
Bowblax
defi-
too powerful. Literally by reading tweet. I think about that sometimes. I literally came in and read tweets that are embarrassing, stupid that they made of their own volition, or maybe not even embarrassing. I don't know. It depends. I just read everything and I get shit. Dude, all I do is read tweets. And dude, I literally tried. You know, and sometimes I just say fuck it, but mostly I try to be as friendly as I can with everyone, because that's kind of like my natural go-to, like that's how my personality is, right? But no, you can't in commentary. I learned in commentary, no matter what, people are gonna fucking hate you. It's like it's just impossible to avoid. So, yeah, I'm just like, okay, if you hate me, whatever. I don't get it, but I'm just gonna show who I am, and then people can like me or not. I guess that's all I can fucking do.
Like, their, like, narrative building that they clearly did together, like, affected the landscape for everyone that was involved in Creator Clash.
Yeah.
I mean, there were people that, like
maybe you should have thought of that about that when you made your fucking weird-ass PR statement.
Think about the most innocent people involved, like, our broadcasting team.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people understand this. We had to, like, have the FBI involved. The FBI was...
Dude, can they take any fucking responsibility? Okay, now I'm just... Dude, see, like, at certain points in this podcast, I either have sympathy, I'm laughing at them, or I'm mad, and it's just so weird. I don't know how to feel about this overall. But, dude, can you, like, not... Can you fucking take some goddamn responsibility? Oh, because there's so much hate, there's bomb threats or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Like, why are you talking about this in conjunction with talking about, like, the hate videos and the, like, or whatever, what you see as hate videos and just people talking about the situation? Like, that isn't any of our faults. It's a big event. iDubbbz in general is a controversial figure. They're gonna explain that they did this all preliminary already. They're probably gonna do it regardless of, like, you know, getting criticism online. No one's, like, encouraging people to bomb the fucking event. I'll just keep playing it, dude. It's just insane. Let me...
was involved. We had
Getting ahead of myself.
The police, the Tampa Bay police were involved. We had to, like, track flight logs to see who was coming, who was flying in. For many, we had many names on that list. There were, like, 2 bomb threats.
You know what, Katzaflocken, you're reminding me of something. It's funny how they label your stuff as hate comment. You know who else did that? Fucking Pokimane. She randomly came on HD Podcast. Remember that one time, like, half a year ago? And she's like, Bowblax just makes hate content. Dude, there might be some talk. I don't want to get too schizo. I don't want to like, dude, they're talking about like me talking about stuff in the T chat or whatever. I bet they fucking talk about me and how annoying my shit is. Not like all the time. Like, you know, occasionally, maybe like once every couple months, they're like, Bowblax, fuck that guy or whatever. 100% they're all like, yeah, Bowblax, he makes hate content. They have to talk to each other to some extent. Like, come on. Come on. Hate content? That's like an echo chamber take, dude. No normal person will look at my videos and call it hate content. Well, Mayo Monkey maybe. Like, it depends what video, but if you're talking about Twitter versus, like, no. Like, definitely not.
We had two bomb threats. And because we had the FBI involved and all of this beforehand, we actually did a bunch of bomb sweeps with dogs during, before, after the event, having to explain to, like, the production team and broadcasting team, like, what's going on and what not to look at, because it's just so toxic.
Yeah. And it's just confusing.
So yeah, they squish this bomb threat thing in the middle of talking about like toxic content that they don't want like other people in the creator clash to like look at and be influenced by. Like, really?
For anyone who's living a normal ass life, like I don't expect any of these people to know what the hell's going on. Like, this shit's like confusing, and like when you come across it and you're not part of it, you're like, this shit's like creepy and weird. Like
creepy and weird. When they say creepy and weird, they probably aren't talking about my content. They're probably talking about like the sensitive society videos or whatever that go more into like Aniza is a bad influence on iDubbbz type shit. I've never said any of that stuff, so I don't know like how they could see my videos as creepy. But, you know, they're fucking delusional, so who knows? Even packed, like, yeah, every big event does those preliminary things, right? Like with bomb sweeps and stuff like that. I mean, it's unfortunate that has to be done, but isn't that kind of just like a standard now for like big gatherings? Like, I don't know how that relates to any of what they were saying with the videos, but
he waited like 3 months to start.
Seems like they're blaming it, but they didn't directly say it, so
yeah.
But it's weird that they like mention that in the middle of that. Like, clearly there's like connection if that's what comes to mind when you're talking about like hate videos.
Fuck. Maybe even you were like a past fan and you related to me just being the single bachelor guy online.
Who watched Content Cop because iDubbbz was single? What? And who relayed to iDubbbz because it's like, I can't get a girl, so... But iDubbbz can't get one either, so based. No one even knew if iDubbbz was single or not. Or maybe, like, some people did know because he mentioned he had a girlfriend or something. Like, I don't think his... What? His popularity didn't hinge on him being single. What do you... This is just... Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, their fucking reasoning for everything happening to them is completely delusional. Like, I sympathize a little bit with, like, the shit situation they put themselves in. Self-inflicted. And maybe even some of the shitter comments that they get that are, like, not deserved, right? For sure. But they are so delusional about, like, why it's happening that you can't even... It's just like, bro, you're never gonna be able to move past this if you don't even fucking understand why. You're just, like, making shit up. It's because I was single. What? How out of touch are you with, like, your fan base in general? You really think people watched an exposed video on Keemstar because the guy who made it was single? Dude, if iDubbbz had a girlfriend while he was exposing Keemstar, I don't think any of his points would have been... I think the video would have got mass disliked, dude.
Feels a lot better to be the other person and not get angry about it, because it's like that kind of thinking.
No. Who, dude? Is anyone legit angry? I guess maybe there is some people. Maybe it seems like that with some of the commentary videos. I don't know. I only can really speak for myself. But are people legit angry about iDubbbz dating Aniza? Like, man, I'll never watch iDubbbz again. Like, you can dislike his partner and be like, oh, he should have dated someone else, I guess, or whatever. But it's like, who cares? It's not affecting the YouTube videos, right? Well, if it does affect the YouTube videos, I guess people will be mad, but...
Oh, you're already potentially lonely. You're a lonely person.
And now automatically assuming that all of the haters are lonely incels, and that's the only reason that they hate Aniza.
Or you guys aren't good for each
other,
to move
it away
or
from the mic.
The devil, or Yoko Ono. It's like, it's such a distraction.
Yoko Ono?
Yeah.
It's not...
These guys are way too anime brained, bro.
It's not good for your life.
You know what it is? It's parasocial in a very, very specific way. You know how there's people who like when Pokimane or something like lets slip that she's like dating someone,
Yeah.
and then like the whole like world loses their shit.
Yeah.
Like that is because in their mind they're like, I have a chance with this girl.
Right.
Yeah.
What? There's no way the average person thinks
Like,
this.
Yeah.
And that eliminated it somehow.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it breaks their heart.
What?
But like this is like the
Does anyone literally get their heart broken when a hot female streamer comes out as like having a boyfriend and introducing them?
male version of that with you, I think, because people, whenever they like looked up to
Maybe.
you being like a bachelor, they're like imagine hanging out with you, gaming.
Yeah.
What?
No, I
And,
think that's true.
And whenever they see that you've shacked up, you know, with a wife, they're like, oh, he's gonna be too busy with, you know, with his wife to hang.
Too busy with his wife to hang out? He wasn't hanging out with you in your, for real in the first place. Imaginary Ian in your head has all the time in the world to play imaginary video games with you on the couch with your fucking Ian sex doll or whatever. God, my throat just got really dry out of nowhere. Holy shit. If you don't want Anisa in your fantasy of gaming with iDubbbz, just don't imagine Anisa. What? Damn, my fantasy's ruined. I can never, in real life, play epic video games with iDubbbz because Anisa's gonna be around. No, nobody's ever thought. What the fuck is this guy even saying?
Hang out
bro?
with me.
No, I
like it's
to
so
be
like
honest,
delusional.
I personally think it is more.
Dude, even fucking iDubbbz doesn't agree with that, dude. He doesn't outright say it, but he says, I think it's more something else. Because dude, that just doesn't make... Like, I can maybe get the parasocial kind of argument. Maybe they're like, iDubbbz is so much like me. He doesn't give a fuck and says whatever he wants. I'm a teenager. I'm gonna say N-word F slur. Let's go. Because I'm like iDubbbz. I relate to him so much or whatever. But I don't think they're like literally dude. The fucking dude. They just can't comprehend why someone can't like Anisa. They can't comprehend it, dude. There's like a gap in their brain where it's like people just don't like Anisa. Like, oh. And then they just redirect for some other fucking... to make up some other excuse. I don't know. Anisa's not the worst person in the world. She's just like a bit annoying. I don't really see her as like evil. Maybe some other people do. I don't know. I don't really see her as an evil mastermind ruining iDubbbz or whatever. It's just... she's annoying, weird, pretty mental, and maybe some of her mentalness has rubbed off on Ian, or maybe he was always having these issues, and he's now working through them as he grows up, because he's like mentally delayed. I don't fucking know, but
living or them
Through
trying
you.
to live through me or live through other creators.
Yeah.
It's
not what they would do.
Right.
Because I'm loud.
Right.
And annoying. And very...
you stick up for yourself.
Yeah, and I stick up for myself.
You
and
make
I'm...
your opinion.
dude, she's just... she's a woman who sticks up for herself. That's why people don't like her.
One of the most secure people I've ever met in my life. You've become less secure, I would say, over time, because your world has kind of been shaken, and but when we first met in the first 4 years of our relationship, there was no one on this planet that could make you feel bad about yourself. And like, I think our dynamic, because we like to poke fun at each other.
It's so crazy that she says that, which I kind of believe, because wasn't it in his N-word apology video? He said, like, I was actually really secretly insecure about being able to entertain people, and it's kind of hard to, like, come to terms with that, which is so weird. Like, he was so confident and no one could bring him down to, I don't even know if I'm entertaining anymore, even though he gained 7 million subs off his entertaining content. Dude, and if we want to go really in depth, let's look at his body language, dude. Anisa's chilling. iDubbbz. I don't know. We really want to get weird and parasocial.
They would be like, oh no. She just said that he's getting more insecure with time.
Oh, so they
Right?
read it as like, yeah.
Right, like I'm looking at what you're saying like as objectively as possible,
Right.
and I know that I've gone through some shit
Yeah.
over these past like 2 or 3 years.
That just makes you a little unsure.
And, yeah, and like my world's opened up, but
Yeah.
like the average person hearing what you're saying right now
Yeah.
online, they would interpret that as like you don't have your husband's back. You need
weird
to
to me.
lie to make him look better or more confident or more solid than he actually is.
But it's I talk about my.
I don't know. I read it as when I first heard it, I read it as he was secure, but now that he's like, I guess with Anisa, he's become less secure. But she said the last 2 years, and they've been dating for like 7 years or something like that. So I don't know. I took it more at face value, but again, I'm autistic, so it's like that's kind of how I take information, and then I also try to acknowledge and evaluate like what other people could potentially take from it. Sometimes I forget to do that. I'm not always on the mark though. It's so sad the fact that they have to vent on a private podcast about this to get through it, and I feel like I shouldn't even be listening to this conversation. This feels like a leaked, well, this is leaked from the Patreon, but this feels like this is something that would have been in a private Discord call with like some of their close online friends, right? Not on a Patreon podcast for people to watch.
I don't look the way that they would probably want their girl.
Oh,
to.
this is one of the most... Dude, I went crazy when I heard this.
I'm not thin enough because for a lot of these guys, they're like, they want like the hentai anime, like, you know, stick.
Everybody hates Anisa because she's too fat. Has anybody ever called Anisa fat legitimately and not like looked like a moron? Like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody call her fat. You can say a lot of things. I mean, maybe if you're like a really fucking incel, like dickhead, like just calling women fat just to trigger them, because obviously that's, you don't want to call a woman fat, right? Especially if they're not, because they'll get like self-conscious about it. But like literally, like she's normal weight. I've never seen her like, if you get more skinny than Anisa, aren't you like rib cage land? I don't know. Some people love that fucking rib cage look. I'm like, no. Like what, the looks really looks? Or why people don't like you could be hot as fuck and people would not like you. Like people hate, I don't know, Alinity, and she's fucking smoking. So like, it's not that's not the reason people don't like you. What? Come on, come on.
Blonde, or I guess they would probably accept Asian.
No one was looking at Anisa and was like, wow, she's too ugly for my man iDubbbz, dude. Like she's fine looking. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's be real. Let's be real here. No fucking over-exaggerating for the just to be like, oh, fucking Anisa more. She already makes herself look bad by what she says. Let's be real. Let's not gaslight her into thinking she's ugly, all right?
That's basically what it is, because it feels like, I don't think a lot of people like to believe it, but you are like modeling behavior after the people you watch.
Yeah.
And you're looking to them for some guidance.
Dude, I hate this fucking and it's not just something iDubbbz does. This is not an exclusive iDubbbz issue. But like, the whole idea of like, oh, teenagers watch you and they're impressionable, so now you have a responsibility to be a model person so that if they end up copying you, they don't end up like being like nutto because you're doing stuff for entertainment, not to be a real person, and the teenagers take it as real behavior they should engage in real life. Like what? Are we gonna like now, does that mean every single fucking form of entertainment needs to be catered around this idea that teenagers might be influenced by it in a negative way? That's like the same argument that people did with violent video games. Oh, if they play Call of Duty too much, they might want to actually get out a gun and shoot up the school. You know what I'm saying? That's literally the same shit.
Ian told me from the very beginning, like, you are not to like be in my videos. You are not to be on Instagram. Like, we're keeping this completely separate. And that's how we operated for 6-7 years. And that, I think what really pisses me off, though, is even though you had those very steadfast rules that we upheld, there are people who claim that I ruined your content by putting myself in it.
Anybody who said that's fucking retarded.
And that they can't get away from me.
Like they can't, they can't escape it.
Like they can't escape
Yeah,
it.
but again, they're making this up. Like maybe making this up. I don't know, right? Because like with the stuff about me, they were like over exaggerating it, like saying like hate videos, like horrible implications, etc. And now they're talking about these comments, and yeah, if what they're saying is accurate, then they're right. But I don't know. Again, they're referencing like a group of people that are like in the hundreds of thousands to possibly millions. So I don't know or have proof of whatever random commenter said. I think this whole, like, lumping every fucking commenter into, like, the intentions behind hate videos on you is kind of dumb. If, you know, someone like Sense of Society or another commentator, like, you know, parrots what a comment is saying, then yeah, you can call them out for saying what they said. Maybe they're just venting. I don't fucking know, dude. This is so weird. Again, it's so weird because I know they over-exaggerate and lie, but also, if what she's saying is true, I do think it's over the top, and I do think that maybe Anisa gets too much shit sometimes, maybe.
This wasn't even my idea. I've tried to quit it. Honestly, I've tried to quit this podcast 4 times, and Ian keeps going, no. Which I'm thankful. I'm glad that you're not letting me quit it. I think that...
I think, yeah, Ian is probably... I think he's a really stubborn guy. That's safe to say. I think he's really stubborn. He has a certain way of thinking things are, and he's really stubborn about it. And maybe why he's been struggling... This is getting really parasocial armchair psychology, but fuck it. I mean, they're talking about it on their podcast. I think maybe one of the reasons he's been losing confidence is because, like, Anisa kind of... He's, like, stubborn about something, and then Anisa or, you know, something in his life, you know, demonstrates to him that maybe he does need to reevaluate himself. And for him, like, reevaluating his position is, like, a big deal. Like, I'm changing, I'm maturing, I'm growing, because he's always so stubborn and steadfast in the way he thinks. And I think he's still stubborn, and that's probably why he's not conceding on criticisms of him and his handling of Creator Clash, right? But I don't know.
But it's important. But I want, like, it makes me so mad that, like, all, like, people think that this is me. Like, I'm like, oh, I need to be in everything.
Yeah.
All the time. I don't.
No, it's.
I think Anisa doesn't like the feedback the podcast is getting, like, you know, from me and other people. And she's like, oh, I want to quit. But iDubbbz is like, no, you're going to be out there and they're going to like it. They're going to like it or they won't. And we're going to be there for the people who know support us. So I think he's trying to be like, no, we're going to be stubborn about this. We're not leaving out. We're not bending over. We're continuing the podcast. They can suck it up. So yeah, a lot of people may think like, oh, well, Anisa just wants the attention and she's begging iDubbbz to do a podcast. But I do see this scenario of iDubbbz wanting to have Anisa do the podcast in order to kind of desperately get people to like her. I mean, the whole podcast is called She Ruined My Career, right? And I feel like a lot of these therapy sessions they're low-key having on the podcast are to try and, like, just be like, see, we do have a great relationship. There's nothing wrong with Anisa. This is the real Anisa. This is awesome. I think the whole podcast is just a way to, like, prove that his wife is not a bad person, but I don't think it's working. I don't know.
They have to, like, grab out of context tweets and shit and be like, oh, it's like, that's her own personal fucking Twitter account.
Yeah, I know.
People take tweets from her personal Twitter account. Wow. She has, like, thousands of followers on her personal socials. Like, are you kidding me? Say it in text to your mom or something, or a group chat then. Well, if you're saying stuff publicly, people are gonna see it. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, I'm sad or something?
You're not allowed to read my tweets because that's personal. What? So is, like, sharing your Twitter handle like a dox? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's literally, my Twitter's literally just like, I'm sad.
I think in general, when I first maybe had a rule for, like, no, I don't want to fucking, like, take a picture with you and post it or anything, is because I was just a very unsure person, especially when it came to relationships. I'm like, I don't know how this is going.
Yeah.
It's so weird because, like, Anisa said he was, like, the most self-confident person ever up until 2 years ago, but now he's saying he was unconfident. I don't know. Yeah, there's just issues going on. There's issues. Am I their therapist listening to this, or am I the guy they called out that I'm trying to, like, fucking respond and shit on them? I know, like, we look into, like, oh, the mental state of a creator or whatever whenever they get into controversy, but getting, like, this deep into it, like, oh, Ian was more secure back then or whatever. Like, why are we hearing about this? Just make funny content! Oh my god, iDubbbz, just upload. I mean, he does upload. But, like, please, like, what is this? Why? I don't fucking care about hearing that you were insecure for the minute. Everybody has issues. I've been insecure about things. God knows I've been insecure about things in my life, and I've gone over it. And I'm still insecure about things that I need to get over in the future. Everybody's fucking growing, whatever. But, like, I want to laugh and have fun watching your content. I don't want to hear you fuck it. I mean, obviously this is a Patreon podcast, but he acts the same way. He acts the same way on the public podcast, too. It's like,
I don't want to feel like
You're stuck
I'm
with
going
me.
to regret
Yeah.
posting something.
Yeah.
It's so funny, right? Because I regret posting like old videos.
I know,
from
isn't that
back
interesting?
then.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have regretted now
Yeah.
having posted something with you.
I don't think it's bad to be hesitant about publicly showing your girlfriend when you don't know if you're going to be with them for the rest of your life, you know? Especially when you're like a YouTuber or whatever, and she's a content creator as well. It's like, do you really want to risk the possibility of like announcing you're together and then you have a bad breakup and then it's a big messy relationship drama? Like, no. Like, I feel like if your wife or significant other is not like part of the content or whatever, I would say for like announcing a relationship, this is my opinion. I think anybody can do it however they want. It's not bad, but I think it makes sense to keep it a secret until you're like married. Because then it's like, I'm getting married, I got married. It's like very like definitive, you know? Even like waiting a couple years. I don't know. I don't think that's like a bad thing. I don't think like he should regret being a little protective of showing the relationship publicly, especially when you're the content cop guy and your significant other has like some controversy online. But whatever. I mean, he thinks... I'm not going to defend old iDubbbz from new iDubbbz. It's just stupid. But conceptually, I don't think that's like incel behavior to like keep your relationship private when you're still like progressing through the relationship, especially in the early stages.
Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah.
Because you then know, you're like, oh, there's like a 1% chance that it might not happen.
Yes.
So I don't want to say anything.
Yes, and Ian has always and will always be this way, and I think it's something that I'm attracted to you, like because my dad is that way, where it's very lawyer brained, where it's like unless I'm 100% sure,
Right. I want to corner myself.
I don't want to corner myself.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Unless I'm 100% sure, I don't want to corner myself. Well, he definitely cornered himself when he said that my video was implying that they were, or like saying that they were scammers, and then he immediately like he walked it back, you know, after I made my response 9 months later. But still, I mean, there's been a lot of things that Ian has said that I'm sure he like is like, fuck, I got backed up into what do you mean? Like, I know Ian doesn't like publicly address things a lot, especially in the past. Maybe he does now with this podcast, but it's like when he did speak, it wasn't like I'm gonna speak on something I'm only 100% sure of. Then why are you like second guessing your fucking content cop videos and fucking dude, I don't know, this is fucking ridiculous. iDubbbz would be the most retarded lawyer in the world. Are you kidding me?
say yes or no, and he would say, he's like, I don't want to corner myself. It is it's a lawyer thing. And so yeah,
I don't want to. I'm iDubbbz. I don't want to corner myself. Oh, we had every justifiable reason to ban Froggy Fresh.
I think it did. Some of it was that, but there was more to it. The rule.
That's
Yeah,
that's a totally non-debunkable quote.
Yeah.
If we interact with someone in public, I'm like, oh yeah, she can fucking take the reins on this shit.
Yeah.
I've gotten better at it, and in some ways you can get very reliant on it. I know, like sometimes I am too reliant on you to just take over.
Yeah.
He's too reliant on her to take over in social situations. I don't want to talk, please, Anita. I'm too reliant on it. I get maybe like you're tired, your social battery's out, your partner has a longer social battery, maybe they talk, whatever. But like, rely on it. It reminds me of being a little kid and being like, oh, I'm scared to talk to the receptionist at the McDonald's to get my Happy Meal. Mom, can you please order my Happy Meal for me? Like, well, what is it like? What social situations is iDubbbz so terrified of that he relies on Aniza to pick up the slack? Like, and we've seen examples of this in like podcasts which he talks for him. It's just like, yeah, iDubbbz is just really insecure, and it's sad to see, dude, because it's unjustified insecurity, right? Because like he's like, oh wow, I never even thought I was entertaining. I have to come to terms with the fact that I'm not entertaining. Like, bro, you have 7 million subs. And I guess he did say he's getting better at it and something he's working on, but like, dude, how can you get mad at people making cuck jokes about your wife when she has an OnlyFans and you fucking say shit like this? And in real life, you follow her around like a dog. Now, you only passed by me once, right? Maybe it's parasocial for me to say, but you were playing follow the leader with her, bro. It was very noticeable. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because... Maybe I looked... No, I don't even think I was looking too into it, dude. You literally looked like you were on an invisible leash behind her, but... I just... Like, unironically, Aniza has ordered McDonald's for, like, Ian because he didn't want to talk to the cashier. Like, that is, like, the level of fucking, like, social reliance I feel Ian has on Aniza. But I'd have to meet them in real life to actually know, dude. This is, like, something that you can't really gauge through the internet at all. Here's the thing, though. With Aniza having iDubbbz on an invisible leash, Here's like my hot take that I think some people disagree with me on or don't have this perspective, right? Now, obviously, Anisa has a more like dominant personality than iDubbbz, obviously. But I think the reason why we have this like invisible leash situation is more of iDubbbz being a little pussy more than Anisa being like firm, you know? Like, I definitely think Anisa has some aspect of that to her, you know? Especially in comparison to iDubbbz, but I think iDubbbz is just way... Like, I think iDubbbz's insecurity is more of a reason why this is happening than Anisa's dominant personality. But that's just my opinion. It's the worst combination possible. Okay, let's get this straight. There could be way worse relationships than iDubbbz and Anisa. They're not beating each other. They're not alcoholic, you know? They're just both people struggling mentally. And them being together might not be good for the mental health, but, you know... Whatever, dude. Whatever. It's their life. You can go off and be fucking beta. I don't fucking know.
It's like
just don't lie about me, dude. Just don't lie about me and pretend that I'm mad at their relationship or whatever. Obviously, they're not talking about me when they're talking about people mad at their relationship. If they are, that'd be delusional. But, dude, like... This whole podcast, the whole concept of their podcast is just a cope about their relationship. She ruined my career. People don't like Anisa. Get over it. Like, people don't like me online. Again, I was talking about, like, people don't like me for legitimately, like, no reason. Like, I read tweets, and you guys fucking hate me, dude. Anisa is fucking loud and annoying, and, like, fucking says a bunch of stupid shit, does a bunch of stupid shit. People don't like her for it. You know, guys don't like me. Sometimes people don't like each other. I'm not gonna make a whole podcast titled, iDubbbz, please like me! iDubbbz, I'm not that bad! Like, new podcast. I only read tweets! Like, that's the title of it. Why are people mad that I only read tweets? And I just talk about it, like, every podcast. On Patreon, I get really into it, like, why is everyone mean to me? I just read tweets! Like, what? He needs her validation, and he likes the power she has over him. Anisa also needs validation, especially with her body. I feel like that's the whole, like, reason, or part of the reason she did OnlyFans. I think she explained it. And, like, she just talks about, like, her body and being, like, insecure about it all the time and stuff like that. So, yeah, they're both insecure, and I guess they both validate each other. I don't know. Maybe they are good for each other, but they're not good for fucking creating a boxing charity event. That's for sure. It's like letting Jalen and their partner, if they still even have a partner, like, running Creator Clash. Like, obviously not as bad, but, like...
One of the top comments was, like, she ruined it with the laugh being in there.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right. Yeah.
I don't know if it still is there, but there's two things that I'll always remember from our, like, early days of our relationship. It's that one, which, like, made me feel like shit, because I didn't want to ruin anything.
I don't know. I can't defend the comment because I didn't see it. It might be a joke, and she's just overreacting. iDubbbz's comment section was known for being, like, shit stirrers, like, calling iDubbbz a fucking goblin and shit. That's actually a point that their producer brings up later, but... I don't know. I mean, again, even if it is, like, 100% malicious, it's just a fucking comment. I don't know. It's one comment. The laugh was annoying. It ruined the video, lol. Like, really? The guy who probably typed it probably didn't even, like, it was just me. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't even, but who cares? Get over it. Like, so pussy, dude. Why am I being nice? Do my therapist brain and my fucking... Not that I'm an actual therapist, but my fucking, like, wanting to help people through mental struggles brain and my fucking content creation brain are, like, fucking going at it right now in my head. I don't know. Because here's the thing. Normally people, like, content creators don't fucking talk like this online. They talk about this with, like, with their close friends. So now my brain is interpreting this as them telling it directly to me, like, in the room, being like, oh, I need to confide in Bowblax or whatever. And obviously I'd be nicer in that scenario than I would be responding to someone lying about me. I feel like I'm being too soft, and I probably am, but I don't know. Legitimately, I'm just trying to be better. Like, legitimately, I'm hearing this shit. I'm like, fuck, this, because, like, I know how bad mental health struggles can be, but at the same time, I'm so fucking conflicted. You guys have no idea. It's crazy. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, like, dude, like, why the dude? Fuck him, dude. It's all self-inflicted. They're speaking bullshit about me. But at the same time, dude, if I were in the same room as them right now, dude, my heart would be opening up. I'd be like, I wouldn't take back anything I said, obviously. I don't think I'm to blame, but, like, I feel like I could give them good advice to, like, change their mindset, you know? My therapy brain is literally popping up. Like, I was going to college for psychology and being a therapist before I went full-time YouTube. And I didn't end up getting a bachelor's or anything, but I still look at it in my free time and think about it a lot. And it's part of the reason why I'm so engaged in some of these YouTube back and forths, because it's like, is Keemstar right? Is this guy right? Is an interesting argument. Not for all my videos, but for some of them, especially the early ones early on when I just kind of covered whatever I wanted rather than like what's in the news. I have too much empathy. Fuck! I'm also not trying to flex. I'm like a good person, dude. Like I should talk about that. I'm not a good person to Tipster for making a million fucking bully streams, especially when they said like this shit made them want to commit suicide, dude. Like, I don't want my videos to contribute to people feeling so bad about themselves that they want to kill themselves. Like I'm just trying to like legitimately just like, especially with the iDubbbz videos, like I'm just trying to get out the information and let people judge you based on that. And it's gonna be negative because you said stuff that people don't like. But I also showed tweets defending you. Like, I don't know, like how much more ethically can I do this besides like not doing drama content at all? I'm just documenting things. I don't know, dude. It like feels so weird to have this tied. Because they talk about my video directly. Like, I am a part, definitively, of this, like, hate harassment group. They mentioned me, you know, in the group chat, my video, and stuff. It's like, you know, I don't... Ah!
What entertains them, what excites them, what they're tuning in for.
Yeah.
And things that aren't that.
The culture in your comment section was very much like, make fun of Ian.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like friendly jabs, you could say. But, I mean, a lot of it was very much just straight up bullying you. But, I mean...
Dude, wow! I can't believe Ian got bullied in his comment section! Dude, what he describes as the bullying is so fucking stupid. Ian got bullied!
Like, it was obviously done with, like,
respect.
Kind of like, yeah, it was like, people call you names and say, like, yeah, you've... Like, I'm just thinking back to, like, comments left on videos like bad unboxings and stuff where they just, like, you know, say, like, Ian is a little gremlin or a goblin or he's gay or something. Like,
oh my god, he got bullied for being called a goblin and he's gay when literally he went in a Tingle costume, squatted on the floor, jumping off a fridge and said, I'm gay! Like, wow, that was really bullying it? Come on, bro.
That was very much the culture of your comments. So I could see how, like, you look at that and be like, yeah, I don't want to expose my loved one to that too. Like, obviously she's...
I don't want my loved one to be called gay.
You know.
And I used to get DMs from YouTubers.
Oh, true.
Saying, I'm going to make an exposed video about you.
Yeah.
You're the weak spot in his armor.
I don't even doubt that she got a DM like that. Maybe she's over-exaggerating how it was worded, but that is just so commentary brain. There's a weak spot in his armor.
You know, they talk about isolation being one of the worst things that you can go through. And when I was, you know, my dad got sick, all these things were happening. I moved away from my family. I was alone in a city I'd never been. We were very isolated on like a hill physically from other people. I wasn't doing well online. I was getting threats from YouTubers about making videos. There were YouTubers that were making 5+ videos about me, even back then, when I wasn't in your content. And I felt extremely isolated.
Yeah.
And terrible.
That's really bad, especially during COVID. See, I can sympathize with that. That's a pretty bad situation that she's in. That's not necessarily maybe in her control. I don't really know what her living situations were back then, but maybe she, like, tried, you know, lockdown for COVID probably, all alone. She was long distance with iDubbbz at a certain point. I do remember iDubbbz saying that he was, like, actually forced to be away from his wife for COVID because of, like, them, one living in Canada and one living in US, so I can sympathize with that, but again, doesn't justify all the fucking bullshit they're saying about what my videos have caused them and other times they play victim.
And I would have, you know, breakdowns, really bad breakdowns. There was this one time Ian went to go like record, and I went and I walked into our gym that was in the garage, and I just lied on the floor and I just cried there for like an hour. And I didn't know at the time, but like being isolated and feeling intense isolation can change you as a person.
Dude, fuck, this shit hits me so hard because, you know, that's very much how I was like in my early 20s. I mean, I didn't really like keep any friends from high school, so I mean, I know how bad fuck, dude.
That make you do things that normally you wouldn't do. And I was so...
But okay, but this is interesting. Make you do things. Don't get sucked into their fuckery. True. I'm very good at doing that. Dude, that happens with the response videos too. I'll watch like a response video. It could be like a horrible response video, guys. It could be you might have seen like aspects of this leak out when I like give an opinion too early on a response video on Twitter or on a live stream or something. But literally, dude, they like play to your fucking sympathy and empathy. And I fucking fall into that hook, line, and sinker. I thought the Taddy Westbrook video was good for the first time I watched it until I watched it the second time. Like, I fall hook, line, and sinker for that shit. Because, dude, sometimes mental health really is, like, the main reason why stuff is shitty for you. And, like, you gotta take responsibility for your mental health, but I also... Fuck, dude. Like, I guess I can have sympathy for her in this scenario and not others, but...
Scared. And
assuming what she's saying is true.
For it to stop. That I think that keeping me out of content...
As someone with Asperger's syndrome, it's very easy for someone to appeal to my emotions. Yeah, I guess I'm that same way, being autistic.
It was, necessary.
Yeah. I will also say...
especially when, like, I don't have great memory, so I, like, forget. Especially when I'm listening to someone like this. I'm, like, taking it all at face value and, like, in isolation, and I'm not thinking about the other horrible stuff Aniza has done, right? So it gets me more sympathetic, I suppose.
As well, like...
Because I'm listening to it as if it's the first time I'm hearing this person. And I guess that's just how my mind works. Which is good sometimes, because I think sometimes because of that, I can, like, have a better objective look at certain situations without having the bias of their previous stuff in mind. But again, it's so important to remember their previous actions so you don't get tricked into thinking that they're, like, changed because they're being manipulative in one way or another with what they're saying, and if you don't take into account what they have done earlier, you could get tricked by that. So again, it is a double-edged sword, but I do think it helps me a lot with Twitterverses, actually, because then I could just read shit straight up without feeling inclined to, like, chime in and just let it speak for itself. I don't know.
I found a lot of purpose and love in streaming. That was my passion. Right. But when we learned that that wasn't something that was viable, there was just so much hate.
Yeah.
I would get people either coming and asking about you constantly, or like hate towards me, or hate towards you, or, you know, my career, the thing that I really loved, like, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know, I just couldn't do it. So we were trying to find other things for me to do, and I wanted to stay online really badly.
I think this part gets me the most out of all of it. Dude, unironically, I was thinking of, like, reaching out to Harley, because I have communication with him, Epic Mealtime or something, to be like, does iDubbbz and Aniza want to talk about this with me? Maybe to, like, alleviate some of their stress. Because, like, obviously they fucking lied about me and they're pieces of shit, but also, like, I don't like that and it's all self-inflicted, and they're putting it on themselves, and they're ruminating. It's not my fault, I know. But I don't like the idea that they feel so bad because of an idea of me that they formed in their head. And if I can help dismantle that idea of me and, you know, get them to see me as the real me or whatever, whether they like it or not, whatever, maybe it would help them, like, not mentally struggle. Because I don't like seeing people mentally struggle, but at the same time, it's not my responsibility. I should not do that. Like, it's just they're just gonna hate me. They're just gonna be like, fuck you, Bowblax, whatever. There's no point. But, dude, when she says this shit with the fucking streaming, dude, it's like, cause, like, think about it. This is one thing that's legitimately not Aniza's fault. Okay, this is the one thing I'm gonna defend him on. Like, fuck, I guess she did say stupid things, but even if she didn't, like, she's dating iDubbbz and everyone's coming to her stream asking about iDubbbz and her boyfriend. That's kind of annoying. And then, like, when it turns into hate, not just, like, how is iDubbbz doing? It's like, why are you with iDubbbz? Like, the comments change in that direction. Like, and you're just getting that constantly while streaming the same message over and over again. How can you be expected to build an audience when all of your starting audience is just people shitting on you and watching you to, like, say something fucked up, or, you know, make sure you're not doing anything weird. I mean, I'm sure there's some people who legitimately watch, but if majority of the viewers and comment section is like that, is that environment, like, yeah, as much as you like streaming, like, you can't continue really in that environment. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but
I found my community there. I really felt purpose.
I don't feel guilty about, as in, like, I caused it. I just feel bad that, like, I do see that as something largely out of Aniza's control. The fact that she's dating iDubbbz and she's, like, the lesser popular content creator, so everybody is now going to come in your chat and talk about your boyfriend instead of you. Right? Whether that be hateful or positive, regardless, you know, it must be annoying, right?
It makes me sad, actually, thinking about it. Because it was my career, too.
Yeah, of course.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. I love doing that. You know? And I used to get, like, a couple thousand viewers. I mean, that's how we met. It was my career.
Yeah.
I mean, see, that is legitimately sad. Like, you have like 1,000 viewers, a nice fucking community. I gain a lot of enjoyment out of, you know, your guys' interaction in chat, having a nice community, seeing like some consistent names in here and just talking and chilling and expressing our different opinions, whether you agree with me or not. I like this community, and I don't even have 1,000 viewers, right? Live. And she does, and she had a nice community, and now it's just gone because of this, you know, whatever she did, whether it's self-inflicted or not. It's kind of sad to lose that. Like, knowing that she had 1,000 viewers, but now she can't go live and do any of that. I guess it's the same with Tipster. And I'm not fucking sympathizing with Tipster. I'm like, fuck him. So maybe I should say fuck her too. I probably should. But, you know, when someone's crying about it and, like, you know, it's somewhat not her fault with that one in particular. Especially when it was, like, her entire career prior to joining up iDubbbz. I don't know. I can kind of sympathize. But don't worry. I'm going to go back to shitting on them soon. This is, like, the most sympathetic I got during the whole thing.
Sucks.
So.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Dude, like,
So,
see,
I
like, I don't
what
know,
you're
like,
doing.
how can you?
We
I'm
still
not
talk about
heartless.
it. I think, you know, this podcast is cool, but that's probably like my biggest issue right now is like, what am I doing?
But we're going to therapy.
Yeah.
We have a couple of dogs.
Yeah.
And
One of them's uglier than the other, but we won't.
It's not on you, frankly, if she's this sensitive to online populace. Yeah, I don't think it's my fault. I definitely don't think it's my fault. And I think all of this is pretty much her fault. All I'm saying is that with the streaming thing in particular, I think the fact that she just dated iDubbbz and she was like a smaller creator than iDubbbz, and the fact that that relationship became public, people coming into her chat trying to mention iDubbbz or make it about iDubbbz instead of her on her own stream, like, I don't see that as her fault. But most other things I do, so there we go.
Tell you which one.
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely don't think it's my fault. It just feels weird, you know? It feels weird. Not so much for that stuff, but like the previous stuff where it's like, they blame me for all this hate, and then she like gets emotional about how this hate affects her, and it's like, I know it's not my fault, but yeah, it's actually a similar feeling that I got with Pokimane, right? So Pokimane, you know, she copyright striked me, and then she reverted it, and I was so happy and relieved that she reverted it, because I think it was like a couple months at that point. I'm like, I'm just glad this is over with. Whatever, Pokimane, I forgive you, I'm moving on. But around that same time, you know, Fainted's video blew up, other videos blew up, and Pokimane was getting shit for something that I already personally was like moved on from, right? She literally in DMs put the blame on me and like expected me to tone down the hate. So I was like making tweets like, hey guys, don't bully Pokimane anymore. But at that point, like it was out of my control. Like I had like what, like 8K subs at the time. And now there's videos with like millions of views popping up criticizing Pokimane for, you know, the situation with me. I can tweet about it, but how many people are gonna see it, you know? Some people might cover it or whatever, but there's not really much I could do. But she's put so much dude, you have no idea. Behind the scenes, she put so much fucking pressure on me to resolve the situation and make it so people weren't shitting on her. And I felt personally responsible because I was like a little bit more naive getting into the drama community, whatever. I felt so bad, dude. Even though she's the one who struck me. She's the one who struck me. But I felt like I was responsible for all of this hate that she was getting that didn't align with my feelings of her at the time, right? Yeah, that was 100% manipulative on Pokimane's part. And it's part of why I don't like her. Like, she did take advantage of my empathy, 100%. 100%. She even came down and gave me a talk. She's like, she's a big YouTuber, so I took her advice on like some content creation stuff that I think one of her advices I still kind of implement to my content to this day, and I took to heart, which was like, it sounds so simple, but like, would you watch the video that you're watching, right? Is the flow good enough for you to watch it? And I'm very ADHD, so she helped me get onto the right track of like, you know, trying to find a flow for content and like, you know, improving or whatever. But anyone could have given me that advice. But regardless, so she also gave me the advice of like, dude, you can be like the positive commentator. You could like not be toxic like the rest of these guys, and you could be positive. And that's how I started being unbiased on Twitterversus. Well, I mean, it already kind of was implicitly unbiased due to the structure of the show. But after that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to be the nice commentator. It's why because I am kind of like, that is kind of more natural to my personality than being like a big shit talker. Although I do love to shit talk as well. I'm a very weird person, I suppose. So I ended up making the videos be more just neutral and nice or whatever. And look where it fucking got me, dude. Really, like, people are gonna hate you no matter fucking what, dude. But yeah, I really just did try to be nice with everybody. I think it's still low-key the reason why, like, I don't burn bridges. I wait for other people to burn bridges with me. That's some Bowblax history right there. Yeah, you learn that over the years. You can be nice, but when someone steps on your toes, you gotta call them out. Exactly. And it's not like I was a pussy. Like, I definitely would put my foot down, and I did eventually. My tolerance levels are really high to, like, social bullshit. Maybe because I'm autistic and I, like, sympathize to an extent with, like, not being able to communicate stuff properly socially. But then I give too much benefit of the doubt to malicious people. I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't, like... I have a heart, like, fuck, dude. We're all human at the end of the day, so I feel like with every human being, there's, like, one relatable core part that I can reach to. So I have this issue where it's like, no matter who you are, I feel like if I get good enough, I can reach that core. But that is not a good mindset to have, obviously, because then you're gonna spend your life trying to fix people when that's not what you should be doing. There's too many people in the world to fix.
I think what really did me in where I was like, I have to quit, was like people clipping me out of context or baiting me into answering things that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Dude, she's basically saying she's a lol cow, dude. She gets baited into responding to things. She got that lol cow gene. Not as strong as some other people, but I think she got a bit of lol cow in there. Dude, I cannot stop thinking about Animal J. Smith with this fucking dog picture, bro.
I feel that way about the commentary people. Like, it all, like, you know, it's trendy for a while.
But it makes me mad because it's like the amount of steam that it has, you'd think that you like touched a child or something.
Yeah.
The amount of steam something has depends on the topic and the creator. iDubbbz is big, and he did do a big fuck up. If it was pedophile related, it would have gotten bigger. But it still got big because iDubbbz is just a big creator in general. What? What?
Yeah.
Like if you think about the
I feel like this is so
shit
simple.
that
Like,
you get,
juicy.
yeah, it's like Onision.
Juicy? Juicy. Also, it's more fun to talk about creator class drama than pedophile drama. I'm sorry, it just is.
Right.
You're not in an Onision. Like, why? What the hell?
I mean, you're right.
Like,
That's what I was thinking about earlier.
We can't all be covering pedo all the time. Come on.
I was thinking about that earlier when you were talking about like how your event got like the FBI involved and like there were bomb threats, and I was like, how did this all go so wrong? And I thought, oh yeah, Ian got a girlfriend.
Yeah. All this boils down to Ian getting... Yeah, dude. What? Somehow, this guy is even more stupid than Ian and Anisa. Like, what?
That's like literally what happened.
Dude, literally, that's what happened. Dude, he just got a girlfriend, and now all this shit happened. Like, dude.
Like, what the hell?
Dude, I made all those videos on Creator Clash because I was so mad that Ian had a girlfriend. Oh, I just wish I could get laid. Yeah, dude. That's totally
doesn't
what
make any
happened.
sense to me.
It's
What?
made nothing but responsible decisions.
Well,
Please!
all responsible except, you know, fucking making...
Fuck Anisa! iDubbbz gets pussy from her, but I can't get any. Fuck her! Fuck all women!
documentary about Sam Hyde.
Yeah, I really that.
Yeah, I mean, it just, like, kept fucking coming up. Like, I don't...
Which, here's another thing about that. I wasn't involved in that at all, in any, from the decision to filming it.
I know.
So they're talking about the Sam Hyde video, right? Anisa's like, dude, that had nothing to do with me. Yeah, it didn't. Did anyone get mad at Anisa for the Sam Hyde video that she had nothing to do with? Maybe some people are like, oh, it's Anisa's fault because they're just mad at iDubbbz, and it's like a thing to say against iDubbbz, like, oh, it's probably you have a shitty wife. But I feel like low-key you're making it about yourself if you're fucking complaining about shit you got for something that Ian did that had no relation to you. Like, does she really think that people didn't like the Sam Hyde documentary because Ian has a girlfriend? What? There's like legitimate points that people have made. I'm pretty sure there's whole videos people have made on iDubbbz video on Sam Hyde that doesn't even mention Anisa, or at least in any significant way of her contributing to that scenario. Like, maybe there's some like random shitter comments, but you can like justify and strawman and say anything if you're big enough and you have like a big enough comment section.
Why was I censored? I never met... like, that really...
Right.
No one fucking... What? Why was I getting shit for... Why was I censored? Dude, no one... Did anyone fucking criticize Anisa besides random shitters in the comments for iDubbbz being a certain way in the Sam Hyde video? What?
Fucking... Well, other people have just such poor... Like, they don't... None of these fuckers have any good intentions, right? Like, every commentary YouTuber is just, like, grabbing this shit out of, like, a fucking... Like, a pipeline. It's being fed to them in a very...
And then they're like, this is fact.
Deliberate way. Yeah. And it's like...
Bitch, I am the pipeline. What? I get to the source, and Twitterverse is the fucking pipeline, dude. And it's a good pipeline. It's pure. Every fucking opinion, negative or positive, that is big and relevant, gets on Twitterverses to the best of my ability. Come on, dude. Pipeline. What pipeline am I getting it from? Your Twitter?
The record, because I do feel like bringing this up. I do think that the impact of that would have been lessened by a lot if our documentary came out first.
Mm.
He's wrong. I don't think it would have. But the reason he gives here is so fucking ironic, considering what they said about narratives earlier. Listen to this shit.
You really
that was
believe
on
that?
me. Because we would have set a little bit more of the like narrative, I suppose. Of
If you uploaded it first, you would have set more of a narrative. These guys think in narratives and plotting. This is fucking content cop guy who literally spent months and months and months research to dissect and pick apart specific people. You're talking about narratives and building narratives, but you're literally doing the same thing. Hypocrite. Hypocrite.
like the intentions behind going out there, because his document.
Dude, if his came out first and then Sam Hyde's came out after, I think the response would be like the same. I mean, there wouldn't be the angle of them waiting for a million years for iDubbbz to upload his shit, but that's about it.
What was the reason that like the editing took so long? Did you just not know how you were going to like put things together?
Well, I mean, you probably, you can put it together, right, from working with me for a while now.
Yeah.
I'm like a chronic procrastinator.
He's getting paid to edit iDubbbz video, and he put it off for too long. Didn't they wait like 9 months, bro? Really? You put it? Aren't you getting paid for this? What? Dude, iDubbbz is, I mean, I guess iDubbbz is used to being lazy because he he had the thing where like he could just not upload for months and then upload a bad unboxing or content cop and get millions instantly.
I had no deadline, and honestly, if I knew that he was making his own version of it, then that would have been my deadline where I'm like, I have to make it before that comes out.
Yeah.
But Sam did not communicate at all.
Yeah.
With Ian about that, so
he didn't communicate with iDubbbz that he was making his own version of it. Didn't he have his own camera set up to film his perspective of it? What? So he's blaming like Sam Hyde for not DMing Ian and being like, I'm making a version too, lol. Didn't he literally have cameras there? Wasn't that like always like as they were recording, like they knew that it was gonna be like a Sam Hyde version and his version?
That was obviously a tactic, probably.
A tactic, probably, to not Dude, he had his own cameras in the studio. What? There's no way that Ian didn't think that Sam was going to make a video about this. Especially when they pranked him. They specifically pranked it. Yeah, of course he's going to make a version. What? Duh. Oh, it's a tactic that they didn't tell us that. What? That they didn't tell you common sense? No, they're just filming for fun, dude. Just for the privacy, to remember the good times, not to make content.
I'm not very proactive about editing things if I don't have a deadline.
Horrible work ethic. What? Yeah, if I don't have a deadline, I just fucking won't work on shit. Lol.
Not a lot of
people. You make a deadline in your head then. You make a fucking deadline in your head. That's how it works,
There's
bro.
people out there that think
that's how self-employment works, I guess. Although iDubbbz should have given you a deadline, to be fair, but yeah.
When you're making a documentary, and especially the kind of documentaries that we wanted to make and still want to make, I think it's like imperative that no matter what the subject is, you have to approach it from a perspective of empathy.
He didn't do that for Froggy Fresh. Like, what do you mean? Dude, it's so funny that iDubbbz is like, empathy, when he's literally one of the least empathetic people ever. What he did to Froggy Fresh was just as bad, if not worse, than the stuff he said about people on Content Cop.
I'm just sick of, like, the marathon.
The marathon's, like, low-key imaginary, though. Like, to be honest, I don't know how much Sam Hyde mentions iDubbbz and Aniza, but, like, can't you just fucking ignore him and just make content? Like, really? It's not like he's constantly making content on iDubbbz and Aniza. He's, like, busy with Fish Tank and other shit. Like, actually making content. Wow, it's such a marathon. It's only a marathon because you are letting him live rent-free in your head. As soon as you fucking forget about him, then the marathon's over, man.
It was for them, like, it's like, you know, it sucks nothing out of you. It sucked nothing out of me to harass and berate and make jabs at people.
It sucked shit out of me to fucking react to this fucking garbage. I'm sorry.
Who,
you're wrong.
You know, didn't even want to fucking know I existed.
Yeah.
Like, that took zero effort. Just the mere mention of that person again, or the implication that I'm talking about that person, just reminds people like, oh yeah, fuck it, let's go back. I remember this.
Yeah.
Owned.
Yeah. It's like a call to action.
It's crazy. It's creepy.
So it's creepy now to mention other creators even in a joking manner. Dude, he still talks about creators in his videos. What do you mean? What about the Froggy Fresh video? Like, dude, really? It's creepy and weird. If I even say anything about someone or show anything from someone that could be taken in a negative light. Dude, you've got to be kidding me.
Bad behavior.
Bad behavior, incel shit.
Bad behavior, incel shit.
Yeah.
Dude, if you mention another creator, even as a joke, it's incel shit because your fans might comment on their video saying that they got owned. I think that's it. So what did you think, guys, of that? Do you guys see what I mean when I say, like, I don't know whether to be mad or sad or laugh at this? Because some parts are just, like, tragic, and other parts are just like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, are you retarded? So, yeah, that's that. Holy shit. What a fucking marathon. Thank you guys for sticking around.